Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country from the blue-collar professor. He teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host, Dr. Gavin Miller.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Alright folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you. So make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Whoa! Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely.
It just never seems to stop. It doesn't matter what happens or what this president thinks he can do or pull off. It just never seems to stop. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. It is the Friday edition as we close out the week, and more horrifying news coming from Nice, Paris. As last night, a madman, a terrorist, we don't know his affiliation yet, if he's affiliated or he's just indoctrinated like some that we have seen here in the United States, but he took a truck, a large truck. It might be known more of as a Class B truck here, where the cab is attached to the giant box on the back. But the box was lengthy. It would have been a large Class B truck. And during Bastille Day, which is the French Independence Day, they were celebrating in the town of Nice. Great fireworks show. It's a place to be. It's often referred to as one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I've never been, but everybody says it's fantastic. It's a great place to be. And it sits right on the Mediterranean Sea. And so what they did is there is a highway that runs along the Mediterranean. On the seaside, there's a beach, and that's where the fireworks were going off. You have walkways, and then you have this highway. And then opposite the beach is a lot of businesses, hotels, nice restaurant. It's a very extravagant area. It's a very nice area. And so as people were gathered for what's equivalent to our 4th of July parades and fireworks spectaculars and things like that, this maniac jumps behind the wheel of this truck and drives for 2 to 3 miles through the crowd, just running people over, shouting out the window, popping off his gun. The latest count that I saw were 84 people dead, and the French authorities are saying there's at least 20 that are hanging on, that are fighting for their lives, that are not in stable condition right now. And you can imagine taking a big giant truck and running it through a crowd. This is stereotypical of these terrorist attacks, doing as much damage and destruction as they can possibly do with a truck. I got out at the end and started shooting at police, and they ended up putting him down. A lot of bystanders tried to help, tried to save. One guy jumped in the cab, according to news reports, trying to stop this guy from moving forward and taking any more life. Among the dead are 2 Americans, 2 Texans, that were from the Austin area. Sean Copeland, age 51, and his 11-year-old son, Brody. Americans died here. And it's not necessarily in the eyes of God that Americans are more important than anybody else, but a lot of foreign people died here because this is an event that people come from all over the world to, especially in Nice. I know that Mr. Copeland and his son had some type of affiliation with the Dallas area here, because some of the pictures published show him and his son at a tournament of some sort, a baseball tournament, where he's wearing a Dallas Mustangs shirt and hat, and they're obviously from Dallas. That group's based out of Dallas. Now it's a stout team. You've got to be a special ball player to be a member of the Dallas Mustangs. They were around when I played, and man, they were tough. And sometimes these strong teams will recruit from other areas, and they'll get together and kind of form a little all-star team as they go and play in tournaments. Maybe that's the case. Maybe there's some history from Dallas. I don't know yet. But it underscores the situation we're in, and it underscores what's going on. Now, whether this guy was affiliated with ISIS or Al-Qaeda or whatever, or he's just an idiot, there are takeaways here that we need to understand and we need to implement into what we're doing. Now, all reports say that this attack has the stamp, the monogram of ISIS, but ISIS is normally quick to claim responsibility for terrorist attacks in Europe and the United States, and we haven't heard anything yet, so we just don't know. We know that there was an Al-Qaeda publication not too long ago that encouraged this type of attack, that said take a truck and run it into crowds, and kind of drew out a game plan for how to perform this type of terrorist attack. So maybe there's something there. I don't know. But even if this guy is not formally affiliated, and I don't like saying names on the air, but his first name's Muhammad. If you connect the dots, you kind of end up with one conclusion. Call me racist. I don't care, but that's the times we live in. I've said it on this program several times. I'm not proud of it, but when I walk in and I see Muslims with bags, I keep my eye on them. I wonder. I'm not proud of that. But that's the climate we live in. And this president's refusal to address what's going on, we've beat that into the ground. He is a coward, this president. He has an agenda. He sympathizes with the Muslim faith. And right, wrong, or indifferent, that doesn't mean you cannot persecute and attack the terrorist organization that operates under that name. But he's so worried about offending perhaps his people, perhaps a people he's sympathetic to, that he refuses to even get close to offensive behavior, and it's compromising this country, and it's compromising the world, because him and Hillary Clinton are responsible for creating the void that they rose up in. And why we haven't gone after them, not with 250 troops and 500 troops, with the full force and might of the United States military, the way a war dictates we should. These people are poking the bear, and we have yet to respond. People are mad. People are sick of it. People have had all they wanted this. He's so busy on the country's racist apology tour that he's forgetting to be president. And no, we're not responsible for the country of France's safety and security. We helped them once in the Second Great War, and it cost us a great deal of lives. But at the end of the day, we are leaders. But most importantly, Americans are dying. And that's why this justifies a response from us. That's why it justifies completely extinguishing the threat. But this president won't do it. And I sent out a tweet last night, and I couldn't believe the thoughts. I had to put it down. I had to share it. I cannot believe that France, a socialist country, a country that is not known for its military might, a country that, quite frankly, had to have us get their back in World War II to take back France, to liberate France, that a president of that country is I'm just going to call it like I see it. He has more stones than the President of the United States of America. After the first attack in Paris, he shut the borders down. He declared a state of emergency, and he shut borders down. Said, look, I see what's going on here. We can't blame the guns because we have some of the strictest gun laws in the world. It's not the guns. It is these terrorists that are coming in with these waves of refugees, and we've got to stop it and get a hold on it. So we are shutting the borders down, and they did. And then after last night, 84 people died at a celebration for independence, at a celebration for liberty. He said, we're going to extend that. We're going to extend it another 3 months. Our borders are closed because we can't sort it out. And does that tone, does that message sound familiar? It sounds a lot like the Republican nominee for President of the United States, does it not? It sounds a lot like what Donald Trump's saying, but here, Donald Trump's a bigot. He's a racist. There, it's necessary. But our current president wants to take a carbon copy of France and bring it here. He wants to do what they've done, thinking that for whatever reason, there's going to be different results. Even though we've had terrorist attacks on our soil. Even though we know what they're capable of. Even though the intelligence agencies say we can't vet these people. He wants to kick open the doors. Because for whatever reason, what happened there with the same people and the same situation simply isn't going to happen here. It makes zero sense. But yet people keep dying. People keep losing their lives over these situations. Now, Newt Gingrich was on Hannity on Fox's news channel. And he's mad. He's mad like the rest of us. This is what he had to say last night on Hannity. Let me start where I'm coming from, and let me be as blunt and as direct as I can be. Western civilization is in a war. That sounds awful familiar. We've been screaming that here on the Gavin Mitchell Show for a while now. We are at war. He continued, we should frankly test every person here who is of a Muslim background, and if they believe in Sharia, they should be deported. Sharia is incompatible with Western civilization. Modern Muslims who have given up Sharia, glad to have them as citizens, perfectly glad to have them next door. But we need to be fairly relentless about who our enemies are. Newt Gingrich will be chastised by the left as a bigot, as a racist, as a xenophobe. But he's 100% right. You know, I'm not a big fan of Michael Savage, but I believe his definition for a country fits very well. I believe it's very accurate. A country is defined by its borders, geographically, its language, and its culture. And what these people are saying when they come over and they refuse to assimilate and they believe Sharia law is God's law and everything else is secondary, then they're refusing to assimilate to our culture. And they're going to continue to behave in that manner. They're going to continue to do what they do. And that's not how we do things here in the West. Life is not as precious to them as it is to us. But Newt Gingrich is going to be chastised. But as far as I'm concerned, he's 100% right. We have to take the gloves off. Everybody says, well, what's the big deal? A rose by any other name. You'll hear that from the left. It doesn't matter what we call it. I even saw Shepard Smith last night. It doesn't matter what we call it. It's the same thing. And you could tell he was frustrated. He was getting mad as he was reporting the breaking coverage. Well, Shep, it does matter. It matters because if you don't address who you're speaking with, who you're dealing with, if you don't understand where they're coming from, how can you possibly defeat them? And this isn't just people who decided that they want American land and they're going to come take it. This is a religious conviction held deeply inside. You're not going to talk them out of it. You're not going to be able to say, hey, let's come to the table and find some middle ground, because to them there is no middle ground. They're 100% right. We're 100% wrong. There's no dialogue that's going to save this situation. But understanding what it is they're fighting for and why they're fighting for it, that's important, because it lets us know exactly how we need to deal with this situation. And so it matters what we call it. But at the end of the day, here is another situation where terrorism reigns. And I thought it was funny because Shepard Smith, he was upset, and maybe he wasn't thinking clearly. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. But he said these lone wolves, that's the term the left likes to use. These lone wolves, they're out there. And if they just come to a breaking point and hop in a truck and start running people over, how do you stop that? How do you stop that? There's no way to police that. I disagree, Shep. The way you police that is when somebody commits to doing something like that and you know there's no stopping them and the danger is inevitable. There is an imminent threat to lives. You pull that gun off your hip and you eliminate the threat. That's how you do it. You allow the good guys a fighting chance at saving their lives, their families' lives, the lives of those they're with, and lives of complete strangers. That's how you combat this. You let the good guys fight back. You give the good guys a chance. Instead of just being sitting ducks at a nightclub or at an office party come Christmas time, or walking down the street and being ambushed, you let the good guys have a chance. I want you to consider what happened in Dallas last week. What if the good guys hadn't have had guns? What would the death toll be? It'd be way up there. It would be way up there. But the takeaway from Nice, as we mourn the loss, we're angry, we're mad. We know that what our leadership is doing in response to this is inadequate at best. The takeaway and the understanding, and I need you to be able to think for yourself on this. France did what this administration wants to do. They opened their doors to these refugees. And the end result is 2 massive terror attacks. Women being raped. Areas of town that are not policeable. And they're losing grip of their country. That is what you get when you open the doors to a group this large, knowing there are terrorists embedded. Why is it so hard for this administration to connect the dots on that? Why is it so? Why are we so different? Why do we think they're not going to bring that here when we know in our heart of hearts they hate us more than anybody? They hate us more than anybody.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chair chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you are looking to connect with the program, you can find us on the web, thegavinmitchellshow.com. You can email me anytime you would like, Gavin at thegavinmitchellshow.com, and we are on Twitter at TheGMShow. So the president decided last night he was going to partake in a town hall hosted by ABC. Now, anybody with half a brain knows that this is set up. It's fixed. It's rigged. You're not going to get what you want to get out of it. I didn't watch it. But as I went back through it, ABC actually invited Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick from the great state of Texas to ask the president a question. And I thought, oh my goodness. But the president had an opportunity here to make some headway, to stand up for law enforcement, to change the narrative he's been speaking, just like he had in Dallas. He had an opportunity not to try to throw law enforcement completely under the bus for things they haven't done, to hang them out to dry. Because the fact of the matter is, as Chief Brown said, most days the police don't feel supported. And I would argue that's not just in Dallas, that's everywhere. This president has worked hard by inviting groups of Black Lives Matter into the White House, by the narrative he's been speaking, by his alliances with Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and the like. He's worked very hard to bring race relations, or the lack thereof, to the front of the spectrum. He wants it on the front burner. He wants everybody paying attention to it. Now, you've heard all this. It's a conspiracy theory that the motivation behind Barack Obama is to make things so bad that he has no choice but to declare martial law and stay in office. That seems nonsense to me. If I'm Barack Obama and I have the ego that he has, and I know this country hates me as much as we do, I just want to disappear. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. And it appears to me he's already got one foot out the door. But he had this opportunity at this town hall meeting he could have made a lot of things right. He could have turned the direction of the ship we're sailing in to where it's headed in the proper direction instead of the way we're going now. But he didn't. Why? Because that's not what the left's about. The left needs that voter bloc. The left needs, and Hillary Clinton is struggling with the African American vote. So they have got to get out front and say the man is still keeping you down. The justice system is corrupt. There's way too many black people in prison. When the right says there's way too many black people breaking the law. Problem is the statistics support what the right's saying, and they do not support what the left's saying. But that group, that voter bloc, isn't interested in the facts. They're interested in the emotional response, because if Barack Obama says it, it has to be true. But it's not. But they believe it and they follow him. And he will throw little snippets out there, and he does it very carefully because he's a great orator. He chooses his words and he presents arguments in a great fashion. Give him credit for that. But he's so slick and smooth about how he throws this stuff out there that these common everyday people believe it. And they react. And the reaction is like what's going to happen tonight with this day of rage. People will lose their lives tonight. And it will not be the first time that Barack Obama has incited violence here in this country and lives were lost. It's not the first time. And it won't be the last, I promise you. The conventions are coming up. But Dan Patrick actually got his hands on a microphone. And he had an opportunity to ask the president this.
First of all, Mr. President, as Lieutenant Governor of Texas, like you, I have some people that really like me and some people that really don't. But the police officers in Texas know without question, regardless of their political party, that they have my support and I have their back. I'm concerned that police officers across the country, they know you support law enforcement, of course. But do they really in their heart feel like you're doing everything you can to protect their lives? Yesterday, you had meetings at the White House, and afterwards you said the tension between the police and between Black America is only going to get worse. Words matter. Your words matter much more than mine. Everything you say matters, and I would ask you to consider being careful when there is an incident of too quick to condemn the police without due process and until the facts are known. I know that's not your intention, but again, words have meanings. And the other thing I'd like to say tonight, consider when you go home to the White House, to put on the blue lights. The police have asked you to do that. You've done it for other groups. It would send a strong message.
And that was Governor Dan Patrick, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, voicing his opinion on the president, and he's 100% right. The police officers of this country do not feel like this president has their back. They do not feel like the federal government and this administration, and more specifically, this president supports them. They believe he has sided with the other side. Because make no mistake about it, there is a war going on right now. And it was incited by people like Barack Obama. But Dan Patrick's 100% right. And then he calls him on the carpet and says, why will you not turn on the blue lights? And what they're talking about is, if you remember when, I believe it was when gays got the right to marry, they lit up the White House in the rainbow flag by different color floodlights shining onto the White House. He did it when Prince died. He lit the White House up purple. But for whatever reason, the president would not show these 5 fallen police officers the respect of lighting up the White House blue. Why? Because he's not on their side. He believes some of what he's spewing out, that they are racist and they persecute and target black people. He believes it. That's why he won't do it. Kudos to Dan Patrick for stepping up and grabbing the microphone on national TV and calling out that scumbag. That's a Texan right there. That's what we do. And I could not be more proud. I don't agree with everything Dan Patrick does, but we needed it, and good for him. We are going to get to the president's response next. Don't go anywhere.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
If you are looking for the show, you can find us through the work week, Monday through Friday, each and every day, 5 p.m. Central Time on ConservativeRadioNetwork.com. And ConservativeRadioNetwork.com also fuels Red Nation Rising Radio, so RedNationRising.us. Both of those times, 5 p.m. Central. You can find us on K98 Talk, the 405 Media, High Plains Radio, Sackheads Radio, StreamingTalkRadio.com, and IPBN-FM.com. So special thanks to all those guys for carrying the show. It means a lot to us. You can get the show on demand, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. And then each and every Saturday night, just as we will be tomorrow night, News and Information 570 KLIF, at 8 p.m. Central. If you are not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, fear not. ConservativeRadioNetwork.com, the405media.com, and KLIF.com all carry and stream the show live, so you are able to get it anywhere in the country. And that is the one time a week you are able to connect with us, call in, have a conversation on the air, and we can interact during the show. And that's exactly why we do it, is so that you can be a part of the show. So there you have it. That is where we're at as of right now, and some exciting things coming. Matt and I do the Conservative Cartel. I'm talking about Matt Locke from the Matt Locke Show. He was on yesterday. We do the Conservative Cartel together once a week. You can find that on both of our websites, but we have some more in the works. There's more coming. Stay tuned. I will let you know as soon as I can know. Or I can let you know, but it is coming. So Dan Patrick made his way to Washington for this town hall hosted by ABC, and he called the president out. He did it very tactfully, but he called the president out, and he said, look, police officers do not feel like you support them because of the rhetoric you use, and words are important, especially your words. And while we're at it, why haven't you lit up the White House? You did it for the gays. You did it for Prince. Why didn't you light up the White House, and why won't you light up the White House for the police officers? And my short answer is because he doesn't care about the police officers. But let's listen to how President Barack Hussein Obama tries to wiggle his way out of this.
Let me first of all say that I have been unequivocal in condemning any rhetoric directed at police officers. So I think, Lieutenant Governor, you'd have to find...
Did you hear the moan from the crowd? None of them believe him. None of them. They know he's lied. But the crowd moaned when he said that.
Any message that did not include a very strong support for law enforcement in all my utterances dating back to Ferguson, because I relied on law enforcement to protect me and my family just like everybody else does. So I appreciate the sentiment. I think it's already being expressed. But I'll be happy to send it to you in case you missed it.
Mr. President, I know you have. I
What
just
a
want them
smart.
to know it in their heart.
Let me respond to the points that you've made.
Very dismissive, isn't he?
The second point is that I have also insisted throughout all these processes that law enforcement is deserving of due process just like everybody else. So no matter how powerful videos may be or what's been said, everybody deserves to be treated fairly by the justice system. And I have, and Michelle has, others in our family, and we know what a tough job they have. And we want to make sure that when incidents happen, however they look, that we have to take a breath and see what exactly has occurred. Now, Lieutenant Governor, what I have said is that the data, and this is not just stuff I make up. I'm aware that
It kind of is. We've proven that.
Here.
He is making this up.
The data shows that there are disparities in terms of how persons of color and whites are treated in the aggregate. That doesn't mean in any individual case there's discrimination. It just means that across a lot of different situations there are discrepancies. And that those aren't good for building trust or making people feel as if they are being treated fairly.
Nor is the lie
and
that
that's
that
not good
exists.
for police either. And what I said is we have to address that. And we have to address that honestly. But I think that the one thing that all of us need to do, you and me, is to make sure that we don't pretend if there aren't potential problems in how police in certain communities interact, and that when we raise those issues or people raise those issues, that the perception is somehow that that's anti-police. That's, I think, what I've tried to express. And I completely agree with you. The protesters have to be peaceful. It's counterproductive if you're not. And if we also acknowledge the fear that communities feel if a parent sends their kid out to the store and they're not sure whether they're going to have a bad interaction that results in a tragic death, if we can just acknowledge this isn't a matter of us versus them, but it's a matter of all of us together as Americans working to solve this problem, then I think we will solve it. It's going to take a while to get to the point where we want to be, but nobody's more hopeful than me. I'm Mr. Hope.
Yeah. So some of the things he said there at the end, to not acknowledge there's a potential problem when police officers engage. Of course there is. That's why the police are there. Somebody's doing something shady. Or somebody saw something that appeared shady. That's why the police are there. There is always the potential for problems when the police are involved. The problem isn't that interaction. As much as the president would like you to believe that it's the interaction between the police and the black community, the problem is what got the police involved in the first place. And it's this idea, this culture that's running through inner cities that breaking the law is okay. It's cool. And when a demographic like the black community makes up 13% of the population, but they're responsible for over 50% of the crime, there is an adjudication process that takes place. It's not just one racist cop slapping the cuffs on. You then go to the DA's office, and the DA decides whether to indict. And if they do, then they take it to court, and a grand jury, at least in the state of Texas, hears it and decides whether the DA has a case or not. And if the grand jury agrees, then it goes to a jury with 12 of your peers, 12 people that live in the same county you do, at least in the state of Texas, and they decide. Those are a lot of hurdles to clear for an epidemic of racism to exist. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does. Every now and then somebody gets convicted when they didn't do anything. But it's absolutely misleading to believe that the whole system across the country is completely racist. It's not. At some point, you have to be accountable. What got the police involved in the first place? They were your decisions and your actions, and you need to be responsible for that. Just because a black president has been elected doesn't mean you get a get-out-of-jail-free card. That's not how this game works. I don't understand it. But again, if you look at the big agenda and what's going on, the president's too smart to pull this stunt without having some type of motivation. Now, what it is, I don't know. But due to what went on last night in France, Donald Trump elected to push his press conference announcing the vice president that was supposed to take place this morning at 11 Eastern. Some news has broke since then. Let's talk about it next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501, 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Buy new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309, 800-398-8309, 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So I brought Matt Locke on yesterday to talk about Pence. All the evidence was saying that Governor Mike Pence was going to be Donald Trump's running mate. He was going to join Donald Trump on the ticket. And as we shook it out, news broke. But Matt had the inside track there. He works with WoWo there in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and they have connections to Pence's camp. And that's how this got leaked, was through Pence's camp. Well, yesterday, mid-afternoon, got a text from Matt and said, hey, Pence hopped on a private plane heading to New York. Well, as if you didn't already know it, it was done. But apparently Fox News reported that Trump was upset that word got out, that word was leaked. He was furious, and him and Pence had some harsh words, and Fox News even said that he was reconsidering Pence because of it, because he couldn't keep the cat in the bag, per se. And I thought, my gosh, that's awful harsh for as hard as you've worked to get a VP to can him for that because you didn't get to make your big announcement. But that's what Fox News was reporting. Well, Trump came out today about 11 local time. And remember, they pushed the press conference because of what happened in Nice. He said, tomorrow at 11 a.m., which is Saturday, I will announce that Mike Pence is my vice presidential nominee. And so it's done. Mike Pence is the guy. We exhausted that conversation yesterday on the good, the bad, the different. It's going to continue to run. There are going to be people that think Donald Trump sold out. There are going to be people that love it. There are going to be conservatives that jump on board. It's going to be a mess for a little while, criticizing or applauding his choice. But that's where we're at. I think it's a great choice. I think it's a fantastic choice, but it's going to happen. Now, as far as the convention goes, Fox News is there. Other outlets are there as they begin working toward Monday. The list of speakers was rolled out, and Tim Tebow was among the list of speakers. The problem is Tim Tebow doesn't think he's speaking at the convention. He called it a rumor. He said, I wake up this morning to find out that I'm speaking at the Republican National Convention. And this was on a video he posted on Facebook. It's amazing how fast rumors fly, and that's exactly what it is, a rumor. Now, he didn't come out and deny it completely. But again, that's what happens when all this started. People are like, well, what did he mean by that? I don't think Tim Tebow's speaking at the convention, and how his name got worked onto that list, I don't know. I haven't seen the one Donald Trump actually turned over. But I know that Tim Tebow's saying, hey, I didn't have much to do with this. This is news to me. And so there you go. Now, the ESPYs were Monday night. And I'm sorry we didn't get to it earlier. Monday night. What am I saying? Wednesday night, I believe. But ESPN runs the ESPYs, and they're equivalent to the Academy Awards or whatever for sports. And it was ESPN that hired Curt Schilling for his conservative views. But apparently they have no problem with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, and Carmelo Anthony standing up and running their pitch for Black Lives Matter as the show opens. They have no problem with these guys spilling their racial hate out all over the ESPYs. Dwayne Wade's the racial profiling has to stop. The shoot to kill mentality has to stop. Not seeing the value of black and brown lives has to stop. And he went on and on. So it's completely okay for people to promote the LGBT community and to promote Black Lives Matter. But you start talking conservative principles and you're given the boot from ESPN. What a class act organization that is, but it belongs to Disney. Folks, that's going to do it for this week. In the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. Join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central News and Information, 570 KLIF. Until then, for Ron Phillips, I am Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. We'll see you tomorrow night.